Welcome to KDramaVerse, where we spill the gist fresh and unfiltered. And today, please take a deep breath before we begin. Because this is not just another celebrity update. This is a story that quietly broke the hearts of millions. When Chan-woo finally spoke about the loneliest night of his military service, no dramatic background music was needed, no exaggeration required. His words alone were enough to make fans pause, reread, and then slowly feel their eyes blur with tears. For someone the world constantly labels as perfect, untouchable, and too beautiful to be real, this moment shattered that illusion in the most human way possible. Before we go deeper, let me ask you something. Have you ever been surrounded by people, yet felt completely alone? Have you ever had a night where everything you were holding together during the day finally collapsed in silence? As you listen to this story, I want you to keep that feeling in mind, because that is exactly where Cha Eun-woo took us when he opened up. For years, Cha Eun-woo has been seen as the idol who never cracks, the face genius, the polite son, the dependable group member, the actor who never disappoints. Even when cameras follow him everywhere, even when expectations are crushing, he has always worn that calm smile. Fans admired him not just for his looks, but for his composure, his kindness, his emotional intelligence. He always seemed steady. And then military service happened. When Cha Eun-woo enlisted, fans knew it would be difficult. They prepared themselves for the long wait, the absence from screens, the missed birthdays, the quiet months with fewer updates. But what many didn't fully grasp was how isolating military life can be, especially for someone whose entire adult life has been lived under bright lights. Cha Eun-woo entered a world where titles don't matter, where fame dissolves, where you are no longer Cha Eun-woo, but simply a soldier following orders, eating at the same time as everyone else, sleeping in the same barracks, enduring the same physical and emotional exhaustion. And at first, he endured it silently. He didn't complain. He didn't dramatize it. He did what he has always done. Adapted, worked hard, tried to be strong. But strength, as we all know, has limits. When he finally shared the story of that loneliest night, it wasn't during a flashy interview or a scripted variety moment. It was quiet, almost hesitant, as if he wasn't sure he should even say it out loud. That alone made fans listen more closely. He spoke about one particular night that stood out among all the others, a night when the training had been especially exhausting. His body hurt, his mind was heavy, and when lights out came, instead of rest, his thoughts became louder. No phone, no music, no familiar voice, no mirror reflecting the person fans recognize, just darkness, silence, and the weight of everything he had been holding in. Cha Eun-woo admitted that night was the first time during his service that loneliness truly hit him, not as a passing feeling, but as something that settled deep in his chest. He described lying still, staring into the dark, listening to the quiet breathing of others around him, yet feeling completely detached from everyone. Imagine that for a moment. You are known by millions, loved by fans across the world, yet in that moment you feel unseen, unknown, alone. He said what hurt the most wasn't physical fatigue, but the sudden realization that he couldn't comfort himself the way he usually does. There was no stage to escape to, no camera to hide behind, no role to play, just himself. That sentence alone broke fans. Because Cha Eun-woo has always been the comfort to his members, to his fans, to characters he plays on screen. Seeing him admit that there was a moment he didn't know how to comfort himself felt devastating. He confessed that memories came rushing in that night. His family, his members, his fans, his past schedules, his future uncertainties, the pressure he has carried since debut, the responsibility of being perfect. And for the first time in a long while, he allowed himself to feel how heavy it all was. He didn't cry loudly. There was no dramatic breakdown, just quiet tears that he wiped away quickly, afraid someone might notice. That detail alone shattered fans, because it revealed something so deeply personal. Cha Eun-woo, the man who rarely shows vulnerability, crying silently in the dark so others wouldn't worry. When fans heard this, social media didn't explode with excitement. It went quiet, then emotional. Messages poured in from around the world, not screaming his name, but whispering comfort into the void. I wish I could have been there. You didn't have to be strong alone. Please don't ever think you're unloved. Many fans admitted they cried not just for him, but because they recognized themselves in that moment. That feeling of holding it together until nightfall. That moment when the world stops watching, and you finally feel everything you've been suppressing. What made this revelation even more powerful was how Cha Eun-woo framed it. He didn't blame the military. He didn't resent the experience. Instead, he said that night taught him something important. That strength doesn't mean never feeling lonely, and that even the most supported people in the world can feel isolated. He said it made him more aware of others, more careful with his words, more grateful for simple connections. And fans realized something profound. Cha Eun-woo didn't come back from the military just physically trained. He came back emotionally deeper. After this revelation, fans began rewatching old clips, moments where he comforted others, moments where he laughed softly, moments where he listened more than he spoke. Suddenly, those moments felt different, more layered, more meaningful. People started saying, "He's always been gentle, but now I understand why." This wasn't a story meant to make fans pity him. It was a story that reminded everyone that idols are human beings first, that behind every polished image is someone who gets tired, lonely, and overwhelmed. Let me pause here and ask you, did this story change how you see him? Did it make you feel closer to him? Or did it remind you of your own quiet nights? Because that's the power of vulnerability. It builds bridges where admiration alone cannot. Interestingly, after this story came out, fans noticed subtle changes in his interactions. He smiled the same way, but there was a softness behind it. His words felt more intentional. His gratitude sounded deeper. And fans responded not with louder cheers, but with gentler support. Instead of "be strong," they said, "it's okay to rest." Instead of "we miss you," they said, "we're waiting patiently." That shift says everything. Cha Eun-woo's loneliest night didn't weaken his image. It strengthened it. Because perfection is distant, but honesty is intimate. As KDramaVerse, we've covered countless rumors, coincidences, and heart-fluttering moments. But stories like this remind us why we care in the first place. Not because idols are flawless, but because they feel. As this story continues to circulate, fans are holding on to one hope, that Cha Eun-woo never feels that kind of loneliness again without knowing how deeply he is loved. And maybe, just maybe, that night wasn't meaningless. Maybe it was a turning point, a quiet chapter that reshaped how he sees himself and how the world sees him. Before we end, I want to hear from you. Have you ever had a night like that? Quiet, heavy, unforgettable? Did Cha Eun-woo's words resonate with you personally? Do you think idols sharing moments like this helps fans heal too? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Let's talk, not just as fans, but as people who understand what it means to feel alone sometimes. This is KDramaVerse, where we don't just follow the stories, we feel them together.